Hey kids, it's Artie. I just had to hit the record button like 5 times because I was afraid I'd hit it hard and it would fall over. So I kept hitting it softly and nothing would happen. So I kept thinking it was going to start and it didn't. Hi! It's Sunday evening right now and I'm finally getting to all of these leftover questions that you guys sent. Some of them probably like 2 months ago, I don't even know at this point, that I intended to do during that live Q&A. And then I think I did 2 of them. Because that was so much fun, you guys. I am thrilled that so many of you like tuned in and watched and chimed in. It felt like, literally felt like a party. So thanks. And I definitely plan to do that again at some point soon. But I'm gonna get right to these. And then I mentioned in the community post that I had a dream recently, 2 nights ago, where I met Cardi B and ABBA, and it's a good dream. I'm gonna save that for the end, because your question should take the priority. So here we go. This first question is from Don Cordero, and it is, well, actually, the first one's from Javier Vega, and he says, "Where's Jessica at?" Which I thought was a brilliant question, because that's the very first line of the first Bad Boy. And then Don asks, "Where is the dog from Bad Boy 1? I have no idea where that dog is. Not that it ran away, but it was a dog that belonged to somebody else, because Tony actually was a dog walker at the time, so we asked, like, can I borrow this person? He asked them, can I borrow your dog? Because it was a well-behaved dog, and they were like, sure. And it was a well-behaved dog. Yeah, it was very well-behaved, but we could never keep the glasses on the head. Like, it kept, like, dropping its head and the glasses would fall off, so that was kind of a nightmare, but it was a good dog. It was a good dog. Good girl. Good girl. How many times do people mess up their lines while shooting Bad Boy? That's from Zari. When it was with Tony would mess up frequently, to be honest. Vanessa sort of was learning them on the spot, so she wouldn't necessarily mess up. She would just like take a couple takes to like get what it was, and then she would have it. Alina nailed it. I tend to know the lines because I wrote them. But sometimes that's bad because I think like, oh, I know it, I wrote it. And then I'm like, oh wait, what do I actually say? So I need to do a little bit of a memorization beforehand. And then, anyway, yeah, people do mess up their lines. And someone said like, hey, do a blooper reel. And I was like, I'm thinking if/when I get to 10 episodes, then I'll cut together a blooper reel then. Is that a good idea? Because I'm already done 6, that's just 4 to go. I'm tired, guys. It's Sunday night. I had today off, but I worked Tuesday through Saturday. The day before that, I drove back from San Jose. I worked the day before. I've been doing so much. I've been doing the substitute teaching. I'm doing a long-term subbing gig. I'm subbing at a kids acting school. I drove Lyft for a week, guys, while I was in San Jose. That was a whole experience. I'm just doing anything I can to like get the funding up so like I can pay for everything, especially making more stuff. But so I'm I'm looking at myself right now. I'm like, oof, I'm tired. Aren't we all though? We're all working hard. We're all doing more than we can to get to level ground. It's crazy. Welcome to America. You're not all in America. Welcome to life. All right. Cynical says, have you ever thought of doing a live Q&A? Yeah, I did it. And then maybe do a live episode of Bad Boy. That would be impossible. Like, I don't know how I would do that. Like, that would require lots of, like, camera coordination and lights and things that we don't know. It would be so rough. That's not my style. I like polished and, like, edited and to get everything just like I want. But, hey, if I ever get, like, on a network or something, I've seen like the live Will and Grace, the live 30 Rock. It's fun, especially when they do it twice. Although it would drive me crazy, I'm already tangenting, when they would release the DVDs, they'd only give you one version. Like, I want to see the West Coast and the East Coast. Why would you just pick one? Like, that's part of the fun, is to see how it changes, right? Anyway, this is a new question. This just happened from Brian. Is it Povolo? Povolone? Just kidding. Who does the graphics at the end of each episode? I like the little drawings. And David Patterson also said that he likes the little illustrations that go with the credits. Thank you for pointing that out and asking. I make those. I download clip arts and then I alter them and create new ones. So I'm not stealing someone's, hopefully. And then I want it to like fit the show. So I would actually say in the editing process, that's one of the more time-consuming things, is to find the pictures, edit them, get them sized and all that. But it's fun. It's fun when it's done. Because I like having little, you know, I don't know. I don't want, just because the credits are happening, I don't want the show to be over. So I like doing little, you know, I don't know what the word I'm looking for is, but this is the word. Little sparkles? Trinklets? Trinklets isn't a word, but I just want to add little seasonings. If this is my stew, I'm adding seasonings of clip art to my credits. Ew, stew's disgusting. I have another story about stew. I really do. My mom made it for us when I was a kid. It's the worst meal we ever had. We still talk about it to this day. All right, moving on. Oh, that was all the bad boy questions. So, and someone also on the community post said, what's the tea on bad boy? I am writing every chance I get. I am trying to find out the next step. Actually, let me ask you something, guys. This is actually very important. Because I've been trying so hard to make each bad boy stand alone while obviously connect. Do you like that they connect? Do you want them to all tell a story, or do you just want them to be like, boom? Because there's two new bad boys that I'm writing, and I'm like, how do I bring them in? Should the next one definitely have BJ? I want to make sure I bring the mom back. There's all these things I'm trying to do, and I can't figure out the next step. I'm hoping / guessing like whatever I do, as long as it's funny, you'll stick around. But I know a lot of people miss Mac. I totally get it. So I just want to make sure the show is something that they still want to watch. You still want to watch. So let me know. Any feedback is great. I listen to it all, and it just helps. All right. So that's all for Bad Boy right now. I can move on to all these other questions. Oh my God. I'm not going to look at the clock. I just did. So I lied to you, and then while I was doing it, that was weird. Pandemonium wants to know what my favorite Mariah song / album is. As I'm sure you guys are aware, I could talk about this for a long time, but I won't. My favorite Mariah album actually is the Glitter soundtrack. I think it's effing phenomenal. When it came out, I resisted listening to it. Then I listened to it. I'm like, this is amazing. Like all the 80s throwbacks, Didn't Mean to Turn You On. Oh my God. Did you know that's the actual track from the original? And then they used it for her version? At least that's what I heard, anyway. I'm hearing like bird calls outside. But then my favorite Mariah Carey song, I've mentioned before, I love All My Life from the Glitter soundtrack. She didn't write that one though. I love Forever. It breaks my heart. The bridge on that song, where she goes, and if you should remember that we belong together, don't be afraid, don't be ashamed, call my name, tell me I'm the one you treasure forever. It breaks my heart. I'm not actually crying. My eye just waters all the time. But because in my mind, the character in that song is trying to make herself believe that he's going to come back to her, but he's actually gone. So she's trying to be like, don't be ashamed to say that you still want to be with me. And then she like gets to that high note. Tell me I'm the one you treasure forever. Ah, peak Mariah. Mwah. I love that song. Breaks my heart. All right. Oh, yeah. Okay. Dark Warfare 772 wants to know about my Mariah collection, like which albums you have signed, anything other things you collect, like concert tickets and stubs. I showed you the 2 CDs I got signed from winning that contest. They're over there. I used to be a huge Mariah collector, guys. Like one of those people. Not that this is a bad thing, because I love it. Where I wanted to get every single single. Ah! I'm so crazy. Oh my God, I meant to say tired. I'm so tired that I'm coming across extra crazy, like more like loopy. It's fine. Who cares? It's entertainment. Anyway, so yes, my mom had bought the very first Vision of Love cassette single. And so I fell in love with her pretty fast, and I would buy and collect and get like the 3-inch CD singles from like Europe and Japan and stuff like that. And I had Underneath the Stars. I'm talking too long. If you don't know Mariah Carey stuff, like the Underneath the Stars single is the holy grail. I had that. And then, I don't know, like 10, 15 years ago, I was like, I think I gotta start selling this. Like, I think I've peaked from collecting. And it's because of iPods. I'm like, I have all the music here. Do I really need the material thing? So I kept a handful of ones that mean something to me, like the Heartbreaker single, because I was in New York when I got it. And there's Anytime You Need a Friend single that my dad bought for me. So I kept ones that have like sentimental value, but most of them I sold, Yeah. Now I'm all about the vinyl. I got Underneath the Stars on vinyl. Found that at a record store for like $3. I was like, yes! All right. Have you read the Something Like series? That's from Casey Wade. I'm sorry, I don't even know what it is. But I'm finally reading the Harry Potter series. I'm on book 4. Yeah. Because people had said, like, there's so much cut out in the movies. Like, so much of the book is cut out. And it's very true. Especially the 3rd and 4th. For 1 and 2 are kind of just the movie. But now I'm like, oh, this is way different. And also the same. Edwin Baca wants to know what kind of date night do I like to have. I like date nights. I mean, I like getting like dressed up and going out to a restaurant and all that. It's kind of obvious, but I'll tell you, one of the nicest, most romantic, spontaneous things that Daniel and I did is one night, it was like after sundown, he's like, let's go to the beach. And I was like, okay. So we poured wine. Did we bring the whole bottle? We either brought the bottle or poured it into something, this really good wine that my mom had bought for us, and drove to Venice Beach, I think it was. Or yeah. And I was like, are we allowed to go out here when there's no sun? I didn't even know. I'd never done it before. And we went out, we hung out like on a lifeguard tower for a while and just listened to the waves, and we sat down on the sand and drank the wine and to keep warm, and oh my God, it was perfect. So I like simple things, simple pleasures. I don't need big like hoop-de-hoo, which is always nice as well. Like it's cool if that's what it is, but I just like chill. The less people around, the better. I don't do well with crowds. So yeah, that was an ideal night for me. Danny, if you're watching this, remember that was a good night. I know. I already know that he agrees with me. We've talked about it. This is from Zari. What previous jobs have I had? Oh, there's 3 questions. So what previous jobs have I had? A lot. Because as a struggling actor, you work a lot of jobs. Anything you can do where you can still be free to go on auditions. It's very difficult to find any sort of job that allows you to do that, which is why I've taught? I'm a substitute teacher that doesn't know how to say taught for so long. I've done that for a while because I can go on auditions. But anyway, my very first job, when I was 15 and a half, I worked at the local movie theater because I love movies, and I got fired pretty fast. Yeah. Should I tell that whole story? Should I save it? It's a story. I don't know. Long story short was they fired me because the manager literally told me, I can tell you don't like working here. And I was like, well, yeah, because it was sexist, guys. I worked these jobs in the 90s. Yeah, in the 90s, sexism was still prevalent in the workplace. Still is, but even more so because the girls got to do concessions and box office, and the guys had to rip the tickets and clean the theaters. I was like, no, I want to interact. I want to like sell the hot dogs and the popcorn, or like I want to be like, here's your 2 tickets. Enjoy the show. Like, no, I don't want to be like theater on the left and I'll clean it when you're done watching the movie. Like, no. So I guess I was walking around with an attitude because he fired me. Yeah. But we had a really good talk, that manager. All I remember is that his last name was Carey, but it was with 2 R's because Mariah Carey was super popular at the moment. And so I was like, oh my God, I think it was Tom Carey. Was his name Tom? Anyway, I liked that he was almost a Mariah Carey relative. Anyway, we had a really nice talk when he fired me, and he gave me this huge Pinocchio poster because Pinocchio was in the theaters at the time, and it was my favorite movie, which we've talked about, the Jiminy Cricket tattoo that I want. Oh my God, see, all these, it's like, my speaking is like a tree with branches, and it's like, which one, are we going down? Hopefully it all connects to like a root of some sort. All right, Zari, you also asked if I've owned any pets. Yeah, oh my God, so many pets growing up. Dogs, cats, ducks. Lots of ducks. I had fish. We had a turtle that we kept in the duck pen, and it dug its way out, and we want to say it ran away, but turtles don't run, so it walked away. It disappeared. But yeah, we went through lots of ducks and several cats, like 3 dogs. I love pets. Animals are wonderful. Very allergic to cats, though, and dogs, and horses. I'm allergic to animals. Oh, how many relationships have I had? That's from Zari. I don't know. Like major boyfriends? Like 2, 3? I don't know. It's a hard, like how do you classify that? But I mean, I've gone on lots of dates. I actually have on my phone, in my notes app, like anyone I've gone on one date with, I've written down their name in order. God, I'm super A-type sometimes, aren't I? I just like to keep track and remember. I don't know why. These are people that I didn't want to spend my life with, so why remember them? But anyway. Some of them matter to me. All right. From Circa 27, are you watching Drag Race? If so, who do you think is going to win? That question was while the All-Stars was playing. And who won All-Stars? God, I already forgot. Oh, it was the tie. We all know why the tie happened. It's fine. But yes, I'm watching the new season. I actually just paused this week's episode so I could do this. I love Nina. I think he's cute as a person, as like himself, and then I think as a queen, he's doing a pretty good job. And I love Vanessa, Vanjie. Yeah, so I'm up for them right now. I'm losing track of my place because I'm keeping this like underneath my table for some reason. Maybe you'll have to do a video making Artie Clumps. That's from Derek Finnegan. Remember the Artie Clumps, the things I make with the peanut butter and butterscotch? I would love to do that sometime. I think I should do that at my friend Lisa's house. The one who crashed my live Q&A, my best friend, because she has a really nice house, a nice kitchen. Oh my God, it'd be fun to make them with her as well. Wouldn't that be fun? I'm gonna ask her. Brian from Canada. Oh, the Ocean's Wonders. His name's Brian. I just outed you. That your real identity, Brian. Sorry. Would you say that with your friends, you're as generally positive and upbeat as you seem to be on these vlogs? It's a very good question, and I've actually been thinking a lot about that. It depends on my environment. With my best friends, absolutely. Like, if I'm around Lisa or Allie or whomever, like, yes, this is what they get. Around people in general, no? I don't know. If I'm at work, here's the thing, I was thinking about this because I'm subbing at that kid's acting school as a studio assistant. So it's like, it's not my class to run, someone else is running it, and I'm there to like run a camera or do an errand or whatever, and maybe like run a game with the kids. And I become very subservient and quiet, and it's like in my head, I'm like, don't speak unless spoken to, don't intervene, this isn't your show. So then I become like shy. And also I went into the faculty lounge there the other night because they were doing like a performance night, and I didn't know anybody. I knew like one person, and I walked in and I was just like, oh shit, it's like, sorry, it's a room full of people I don't know. So I just literally went to the corner and got on my phone, very withdrawn and scared. But if someone says hi to me, I will say hi. I'm just not the person that's going to go up to you and be like, hey, I'm Artie, I'm new tonight, who are you? Because in my head I think they're going to be like, I'm Jessica, and I don't want to talk to you. I don't know why I went with Jessica. Jessica's the dog, you know? Anyway, I'm rambling. Point is, this is probably the closest to the real me, but this is not what I always present out there. Out there being life. Nathan James wants to know if I'll do a mukbang. I had to look up what that was because it sounds dirty. And no, it's where you watch someone eat a bunch of food. I'm sorry. I don't even like people watching me eat. Like on a date night, like, oh my God, like I'm eating, I'm sorry. Like, don't watch me. Like, it's so like, I don't know. It's so primal. You know what I mean? Like, watch me ingest something into my body. It's kind of weird. So no. Nathan James also asks about pets. I think he means, do I have any currently? I do not. I don't. I haven't had my own pet in a while. Yeah. Apartment living. My political views. I mean, aren't you not supposed to talk about politics, religion? Was there one other thing? Maybe it's just politics and religion. But anyway, like, obviously I'm liberal, right? I mean, most gay people are. I don't know. Oh, that's not always true. I've dated a couple guys that are like, they were like socially liberal and conservative, fiscally conservative. Conservatively fiscal is what I was about to say. I'm so tired, you guys. Oh my God. Clara Bell, have you ever, just clock again. Have you ever tried to charm your way into getting a freebie or something? I don't think so. I can't even imagine what I would have done to like, what I would be trying to get for free. Nor do I necessarily find myself like that charming that someone would be like, okay, here you go. No, but I am remembering a time when I was out with Lisa and we had gone to a Justin Timberlake concert, and then he was gonna do an after concert at the House of Blues on Sunset, back when the House of Blues was still open. And she tried to charm the ticket scalpers into cutting us a deal. It didn't work, but oh my God, she was really good at it. And that's when I was like, Lisa, you're good at interacting with people. I can't do that. Yeah, so no, I don't think I've ever charmed my way into anything. Zari, what's my favorite kind of cookie? Oatmeal chocolate chip with lots of cinnamon in it. Maybe even some nutmeg. Have I ever grown my hair long? Not like long, but when I was going to school in New York, I had to count from August to November, 3 months without a haircut. So it had gotten like kind of like grown out. Oh my God, it was the worst time of my life, guys. That semester at Purchase College. I look back at it as like prison, like a dungeon. I know it's not as bad as prison. Have we talked about Purchase College, guys? I mean, the program is great. I was not prepared for it, but that school was literally designed to be a prison, And then they turned it into a college. So the whole time I was there, I'm like, why do I feel like I'm in prison? Where the windows are like this big and you're isolated. And then I found out, no, it was supposed to be a prison. And like all like the ground is like slanted by buildings. And they said they did that so if ever there was like a prison break, it would cause the prisoners to like trip and tumble over each other because of the way the ground was. I'm like, this is insane. I'm so glad I left there, but it's whatever. Helene Preston, when you wish upon a star, what do you wish for? To go to Disneyland? I mean, first of all, aren't you not supposed to tell your wishes? But it tends to be either like success for my career, or in my relationships, or for someone I love. It's never been like, you know, I wish for $1 million or I don't know. I can't think of any. Last time I wished on a star. Does anyone do that out there? Do you do that when you see the first star? It's like in Pinocchio. Oh my God, Pinocchio comes up a lot with me. When Geppetto, he's like, look, it's the wishing star. The starlight, star bright, first star I see tonight. I wish I might have the wish I make tonight. Then he wished for his doll to become a real boy? Is that what he did? That's weird. I'm just realizing that. Like, did he wish for a little boy? Which is also weird. Or did he wish that his doll would become a little boy? I mean, I guess it's a you know, folk tale. It's not a fairy tale. Is it? Does a fairy tale have to have a princess? Now, I have all these questions for you. Please answer for me. All I know is it's a weird frickin' story, but I love it. Anyway. Brian Povolo. Tell us some funny classroom stories. Oh my God, we're already 21 minutes in. I'm just going for broke with this Q&A, guys. A lot of you said go as long as you want. I'm going as long as I want today. The story I always tell, this is my infamous classroom story, is when I was subbing this first grade class. This was a very special class to me. I still see these students every now and then, and we remember like this class, and they remember me, which blows my mind. So there was this girl named Bianca, and I was teaching the entire class how to draw a flower. So it was like bit by bit. I'm like, okay, you guys, draw the circle. Draw the circle. Now draw like the stem, draw the leaves, now draw the petals. And the petals kind of look like footballs. So I said, okay, everybody, just make sure you make your petals nice and pointy. So like they all look, you know, like this, the pointy shape. And Bianca raises her hand and says, Mr. O, what if we don't make our petals pointy? And I said, then you have to repeat the first grade. Anyway, and then I went back to it. Clearly being sarcastic, but not realizing at the time that 6-year-olds don't get sarcasm. So when she had asked me this question, here, let me hold a piece of paper. It's a bad boy script. She's like, Mr. O, what if we don't make our petals pointy? And I say that you'll have to repeat the first grade. And she like lets go of the paper and it goes whoosh, 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 whoosh. And she's still like that. And then out of the corner of my eye, I see her climb down and crawl underneath her desk. And I was like, that's weird. I'll just pretend that's not happening. Continue drawing the flower for the rest of the class. Cut to like 10 minutes later, Bianca comes up to my desk and is in tears. And she's like, is my flower good? I was like, yeah, what's wrong? She's like, I don't want to repeat the first grade. I was like, Bianca, I was kidding. It was a joke. And then I was trying to remind her, I'm like, it's like Ozzy in this class. He's always making jokes. He's trying to make you laugh. I was just trying to be funny. She did not get it. She's in tears, so I have to calm her down. I mean, inside, I think it's funny. Not that she's in tears, but that she took me seriously. Anyway, she comes up to me. Oh my God, I think it's over there. I might have to step away and find it. She comes up to me, half hour later, with a letter forgiving me for telling her that she'd have to repeat the first grade. It's amazing. Can you just hang on a second? I'm going to still keep talking to you because I'm hoping that it's right here. I've got this stack of souvenirs. When students give me something that I want to save forever, I keep it here. Oh, please be here. Please be here. Please be. Maybe. No, that's not it. It's got to be here. Anyway, so she gives me this letter, and there's a skeleton on it because it was Halloween time, and she drew an arrow to it saying, "This is not you." I was like, thanks. Although I wish I was that skinny. Anyway, sorry, I keep hoping I'm going to find it. I found it. I'll read this to you. Dear Mr. O, I forgive you for saying that if I don't make my pedals ponty, she couldn't spell yet, my pedals pointy, I'll have to start first grade again. I still think you are nice and cool. You are the best sub I ever had. I wish you can be my teacher. Well, teacher. She forgot the A. Love, Bianca. Here's the skeleton. This is not you. Isn't this all amazing? And on the back, she drew me a portrait of myself. I rock, because Bianca says. This is my greatest possession from all my time of teaching. So anyway, cut to, I don't know how many years later, she was in 8th grade. And I was like, oh my God, Bianca. She's like, hi, Mr. O. I'm like, you remember me? She's like, yeah, do you remember me? I'm like, yeah. Do you remember when I made you cry? She's like, yeah, because you told me I was going to repeat the first grade. I was like, you remember that? I had not seen her in years. I was like, I'm sorry. And then I brought the letter in and showed her, and now I see her every now and then. It's amazing. So that's my, go-to funny classroom story that all's well that ends well, I suppose. But from the paper flying down when she realized she'd have to repeat the first grade because she was drawing round petals. Still think it's funny. I'm a dick. Anyway, moving on. Alex J. Do you like musicals? Yeah. What's your favorite? Yeah, I don't know. Back in, in my 20s, of course it was Rent. Didn't know the kids love Rent. I didn't watch that TV version. I don't know. But what do I love? In high school? In high school, the first musical I ever did was Oklahoma. You ever see Oklahoma? I was Will Parker. I sang Kansas City. But I used to listen to, I love Cole Porter musicals, like Anything Goes, and I love Little Shop of Horrors. Not so much the movie, but the music I like a lot. Alan Menken and all that. I don't know what my favorite musical is. I don't get to see any. First of all, they're so expensive, and they're all in New York. And they come to LA, which is where I am for, 6 weeks, and it's now at the Pantages. And I'm like, oh, I gotta go. They're like, not here anymore. And I'm like, oh, thanks. I missed it. But I want to see Waitress really bad because I love Sarah Bareilles, and I don't know. What's your favorite musical? What should I check out? What should I listen to on Apple Music? All right. Now I broke this into personal questions. Circa 27 wants to know how me and my boyfriend met. We met online, met for drinks, and hit it off right away. It was the most amazing first date. Zari, have you ever had a girlfriend or pretty much always been out? I mean, I haven't officially been out, but I'm sure people figured it out. I remember in my sophomore year, this is a ramble off. My sophomore year, I was doing a play. I wasn't doing a play. I was on the crew of a play at high school. And I did something. Some behavior, I said something, and my friend Michelle Calhoun said, Artie, you're so fruity. And I said, I know. And in my head, I was like, did I just out myself? I was 15. I'm like, oh my God, I think I just confirmed her that I'm gay. And I tried to pretend like I didn't say anything, but I think I probably turned bright red. So no, I didn't actually start telling people until I was 17, towards the end of high school, and then came out officially when I was 21. Never had a girlfriend. I dated a girl. I went on 3 dates with a girl in high school, and also with another girl, which I didn't know I was going on a date with until I was out with her. We went to the movies. I forget what we went to see. And when we got to the movies, she did not pay. And I was like, oh, I guess I'm paying for her then. And then she's all up on it, trying to cuddle my arm and stuff. And I'm like, I thought I was just hanging out with my friend. I'm like, she's trying to tap this ass. I guess it would be the opposite, right? Do girls tap guys' asses? I guess these days. Anyway, so yeah, I dated 1.5 girls, and I used to have crushes on girls though all the time. Guys, if we're gonna get super personal, that was always my main dilemma. That I would have emotional attractions to girls and crushes on them, but physical attractions to guys. So it wasn't until I felt something for a guy as well, I was like, oh, everything can be right here. It's not split. That was a long struggle for me to figure out what the heck I was because it never seemed to line up. Now it does just fine, thankfully. That's growing up for you. That's disgusting. I'm sorry. Excuse me. Drink some water. Oh my God, is this making a mukbang? I just drank for you. Laurent. Hi, Laurent. Wants to know, why does Terri call me Skip? case you guys don't know, my friend Teresa and I, who's in the Teresa from the Christmas episode, she sings and I play keyboard, and we've done a bunch of covers. It's been a long time, but we throw them on YouTube, and it's Skip and Terri. I'm Skip, she's Terri. So the nickname Skip actually comes from my parents, because they call me Skip, still do to this day, because it's a nickname I acquired as a child, Skipper, and it's always like, you know, some people are like, oh, why Skipper? Like, did you like boats? Like, you know, Skipper on a boat or something like that? And I'm like, no, I like to skip. I would skip everywhere. Happy boy. And I'll tell you what, I still love skipping. If it was more socially acceptable, I'd be skipping everywhere. I can get some real height too, I'm telling you. Like down the street, I'll get woof. And you just feel like elated. I recommend to any of you that have not skipped in a while to try skipping, especially if you're not feeling well. You will get happy. I promise you. I don't know why more people don't talk about skipping as a remedy for like depression, because you can't help but feel high when you're getting high. It's not what I meant. Getting air, you know what I mean? Like skipping. That's what I should have said. I wasn't trying to condone getting high, children, in case you're watching. Moving on. Oh my God, I haven't gotten to the dream yet with Cardi B and ABBA. I've got these questions. I'll hurry up. Nathan James, did you plan on being an actor when you were a child? I mean, I wanted to be an actor, yes, since I was like a little kid. I remember asking my mom and dad for an agent for Christmas one year, once I realized that's what actors had to have. They didn't do it because they didn't know. They're like, I don't know how to get an agent. They put me in an acting class once and I hated it. So, yes, but I always wanted to be one. Sorry, I had like 10 stories I wanted to tell you. Yes, I've always wanted to be an actor. This is from Second Day 09. I haven't seen that handle like in a while. So if you're still out there, maybe you changed your handle. Second Day 09. Before you became successful, thanks for calling me successful. Had you ever had a feeling that you should not pursue the things you're doing now for a living? Like encountered any blockages or obstacles that made it difficult to achieve your goals? And I do not mean only exterior barriers, but also the inner ones. I mean, that is a deep effing question. I could do a whole Q&A about that. Yeah, it's welcome to my life. How many times have I thought like, this is not the thing I should be doing? I've lost boyfriends over it. I live in a small apartment. I feel shame that I'm not at the same place my friends are at when climbing the ladder of life and financial stability and things like that. It is so hard. So I'd say the main obstacles really are from the inside, but yeah, because I couldn't keep up with certain boyfriends, and I don't know, I guess I'd be an exterior one, pardon me. And I feel like I'm letting my parents down a lot. I mean, this is getting deep. They love me and they're proud of me no matter what. But, you know, how can you not think like, I'm sorry I don't have like a big house yet, Mom, and I'm sorry I'm not on TV, Dad. You know, it's like, they still believe in me and they still love me so much. But, oh gosh, this question is phrased before you became successful, and I can't answer it that way because I haven't become successful. This is partly why getting to talk to you guys and you're actually watching means so much to me, because you're my ground floor audience of fans, whatever you want to call it. Like, you actually love the things I make and look forward to it and talk to me about it, and I love it so much that you make me feel successful. Truly. Like, getting small parts on TV shows don't feel like success anymore. Maybe it's an achievement, but like I worked on Scandal like 3 years ago, something like that. Couldn't even see my face because of the way they shot it. And I'm like, this isn't fun. Like, I should be thrilled to be on the set of a show, but I'm just saying a line, you don't see me like this. I feel like a prop. So I'm going off on another tangent. Point is, yeah, I've encountered a lot of blockages and obstacles, and I almost gave it up a couple years ago. I was about to go back to school to become a full-time teacher. I'd enrolled in a school. I'd taken this university. I've taken the CSET, which you have to take to become like an English teacher. It costs hundreds of dollars. I crammed for it. And the day I was supposed to start, I was feeling like a panic attack coming on. So I reached out to my friend Teresa, and I said, Teresa, like, I'm having super anxiety. Like, I'm supposed to start classes today. I don't know. She's like, well, can you postpone it? I'm like, I hadn't even thought about that. I don't know. It just feels like the wrong thing to do. She's like, I think you should postpone. So I reached out to the school saying, am I allowed to postpone? They're like, yeah, you can wait a month because it's like an online thing. You can wait. So I was like, I am delaying it by a month. And then I delayed it another month and another month and another month. And then I realized I'm like, it is not what I want. The thought of having like immense student loans, giving up my dream. I also talked to my former acting teacher, Leslie Kahn, about it. She's like, you're going to give up your dream to go make $60,000 a year or whatever at a high school? Like, she's like, if you're giving up your dream, I want it to be for at least $250,000 a year. I was like, that's a really good point, Leslie. She's like, also, like, why? Like, why are you feeling this way? I mean, I was feeling that way for a lot of reasons, like a breakup and all that, feeling like I was not good enough. And she's like, no, like, be around people that make you feel like you're good enough. Do what you want to do. Don't, and if someone else has a problem with how much money you make, that's their problem, not yours. Which is partly true. It's also a problem for me. Like, I want to make a lot more money. I want to be successful. It's a long answer. I told you I could talk for a while about it. So yeah, these days now it's like I'm still in it. My dream is shifting because it's like, not shifting, but I still very much want to be booked as a series regular on something. But like I said, I enjoy making my own stuff so much more now that I would love to find a way to make that be my path to success. Because it's paved more of a successful road for me than anything else has thus far in this past year. The fact that there's all of you guys. Anyway, did I answer the question? Or did I just ramble? That's me. That was a deep question, guys. I need to take a breath after that one. And I feel like I didn't even really talk about it. I just got started. All right, moving on. Ryan Yamba wants to know, weren't you on Pushing Daisies too? I was. My favorite gig ever. What was Lee Pace like? So Pushing Daisies, guys, was a show that was on like 10 years ago. It was by Brian Fuller. If any Trekkies out there know who Brian Fuller is. And it was about like this guy that had the power to like touch people. And if they were dead, touch them, bring them back to life. But he had to touch them again within a minute to send them back to death. Because if he didn't and left them alive, someone else would die. So it was like, and they would solve murder mysteries, and it was colorful and fantastical, and I loved it. Oh my God, when I was there, I was so excited. So Lee Pace was this pie maker guy that touches, and he's really tall and gorgeous, and he's been in like Marvel movies and Lord of the Rings, I think. Anyway, wasn't he in Lord of the, maybe he's in one of the Hobbits? He was definitely in like, was he in Thor? I don't know. He does like comic book stuff now. He's so cute. The first time I saw him, I remember like, he was like interacting with a monkey for whatever reason, and he had like a mole on his neck or something. And I was like, oh my God, his neck is so sexy. I was thinking that. I wasn't even paying attention to the monkey. I was just looking at his neck. Like, he's hot. Yeah. Anyway, he was really sweet. They all were really sweet. Yeah. And there was a moment, if you watch Pushing Daisies, because the lead characters couldn't touch, because he'd brought her back to life and left her alive, but he could never touch her again, otherwise she would die. And on the set, between setups, they danced to a song, to Snow Patrol's You Could Be Happy. If you never heard You Could Be Happy by Snow Patrol, heartbreaking lyric, beautiful melody. It sounds like a music box. Listen to it. And they danced to it. And I was like, I'm watching Chuck and Ned dance. They're touching. As a fan, I almost died. Maybe he could touch me and bring me back to life, which he did on the show. Anyway, I'm almost done. One more question, then the dream. Doug Balajo. Hi, Doug. If you could do only one, what would it be? An actor, writer, or director? I'm going to have to go actor, because that's what I've always wanted to be. I think writer is something I've always written, and I get ideas, and it's something I got to get out, but I find writing very hard. I think a lot of writers do. I think it's like creating something out of nothing, so it's like giving birth, I guess, and it's a lot of hard work. It's very satisfying when it's done and you like it, but woof. And then directing, calling the shots and all that, it's fun. I like it. But acting, you get to be someone else. You get to try to make them laugh, make them feel something. And I want to do all three. But if I had to choose, I'm an actor. I'm Artie Daily, and I'm an actor. You ever watch the Screen Actors Guild Awards? That's how they always open the show. Like, they give the speech about how they got their Screen Actors Guild card. And I'm Artie Daily, and I'm an actor. I want to be one of those people. Anyway, all right. And thank you to my new donators. I made a note of that. I did the community post and called you all out, but I want to thank you again personally. Thank you for contributing. PayPal, Patreon. I was hoping more people would check out Patreon. I'm trying to put like cool stuff up there, like commentary tracks and like behind the scenes stuff, but maybe you guys aren't into that. I don't know. Is there stuff that you'd want me to put over there that would make you want to like give a couple bucks a month to help me make it? I have a goal of trying to make $500 a month so I can make one short a month, because the money would like finance the short. At this rate, it's going to be like one every other month or every 3 months. I mean, until I can make more. But anyway, Anyway, I'm hoping to shoot one. No, I am going to shoot one next month. I just don't know what yet, as I talked about. So let me know what you think about what Bad Boy should be next. My dream, guys. Here we're at 40 minutes in. F and A. Did anyone actually get to this point? There's no way anyone is still watching 40 minutes in. If you're still watching at this point, tell me who you are so I can say thank you. So the other night I had a dream where I was hanging out with like Cardi B's entourage, and Cardi B was there. And it was a giant mansion, and of course, and she would look beautiful, and she had like the crazy nails on and like beautiful makeup and jewelry and all that. But she wasn't like super famous. She was clearly obviously super famous, but in my dream, she was like, she would care what my opinion was. So I told her, I'm like, Cardi B, I'm like, I probably just called her Cardi. I was like, you pay attention to the details. Like every little thing seems to matter, and you pay attention to it, and that's what is so special about you. And she was like, I can't do her voice, but she was like, thank you so much. Oh my God, that means so much to me. I was like, you're welcome. You're welcome, Cardi. And then she and her entourage like got in a bunch of cars and like left for a party and left me behind. And I was like, oh, they didn't take me with them. So that's kind of sad. So I had to go to sleep alone in this giant mansion. It was really dark. It was nighttime. And I was scared. I was so scared that there was going to be an intruder. So now it's turning into like sort of a nightmare. And so I go to bed and I decide to sleep on the floor next to the bed instead of the bed, so that if someone broke in, they would think the bed was empty and wouldn't see me on the floor. And I'm listening, now it gets funny again, I'm listening to The Velvet Rope by Janet Jackson through a CD man. So like the CD is playing and it's on like track 6, it's on like My Need or something. And I'm realizing in my dream, I'm like, oh, all these songs are about an intruder breaking in. I'm like, which they aren't, but in this dream, like the undercurrent, the theme of all the songs was like, oh, it's all about intruders. And I was like, that's weird. And then I hear something. And I was like, I think someone's breaking in. So I go, I'm like, because I'm brave in my dream, I go to like check out the front door, and I open the front door, and Benny and Bjorn, the guys from ABBA, are like getting out of a car, like a lift or something on the street. And I was like, it's Benny and Bjorn! Like so excited. Like my dream is to meet anyone in ABBA. So there was the writers of the songs, and they're right in front of me. And I'm like, oh my God. So I see them and I go outside, and then Frida, the one in the white, she gets out of the car. I'm like, oh my God, it's 3 of them. And like, I know that Agnetha, the blonde, or is it Agnetha? I don't know. I get to that. She's more like reclusive. So I didn't expect her to show up. But I go outside and I go up to them. I'm like, oh my God, ABBA. I'm a huge fan. They're like, thanks. I'm like, I thought that you guys were like an intruder. I was so afraid an intruder was going to break in. And Bjorn says something like, oh, well, good thing you thought that. Otherwise, you never would have checked it out and met us. I'm like, that's true. If I wasn't thinking there was an intruder, I wouldn't have opened the door and met ABBA. So we have this little moment. And then I see Agnetha get out of a car, and her hair's sort of like all frazzled. I think it's sort of like been raining or something. I was like, oh, shoot, she's not like put together, but she's here. It's Agnetha. It's all 4 of them. And I was like, can I please take a picture with you guys? Please, please, please. It would mean so much to me. And they were like, of course, we would love to take a picture with you. And I was like, well, I think the lights are better down the way a little bit. So like, let's walk over there and get like really good lighting. They're like, okay, of course. So I'm walking with like all 4 of them. And I turn and I'm like, oh, where did Agnetha go? And then I'm like, oh, there she is. And she had changed her hair to be like the long and straight blonde hair. She looked like glamorous. I was like, she got ready for the picture. And then I said something like, I'm like, Agnetha, or I'm like, am I supposed to say it like Agnetha? Like I've heard her say it that way before. And I don't know, I didn't get a clear answer on that. But anyway, so then we go to where there's lights. There's these trees with all these little white lights in it. And I'm like, oh, this is gonna look great. So I was like, okay, let's all get together, like the 5 of us, because it was ABBA and me. They were so excited. They were so happy to take a picture with me. I was excited. They were happy. And I give my phone to someone, and I go back to take a picture with them, and I look, and there's all these other groups of people that are trying to like jump into our photo, but not even like crouching in. It's like, this is gonna be like a wide shot. So if I'm here with like ABBA, like there's like 2 people here. There's like 3 people here. 2 more people here. And they're all sort of like posing in the picture. I was like, get out of here. This is my picture with ABBA. Like, I don't want you guys in it. And I'm literally like pushing them away. And there's this one pregnant lady. For some reason, she's pregnant. She's like sitting on a bench and she won't go. I was like, get out of here. Like, go. And she wasn't, I'm literally like that. Like, go. And finally, she like, you know, scooches out of the way. I'm like, God damn, I just want my picture with ABBA. And then I woke up. I didn't get the picture. I woke up beforehand. Isn't that crazy? So that was a dream of hanging out with Cardi B, complimenting her. She ditches me. I think there's an intruder. I meet ABBA. And then I tell a pregnant lady to get the hell out. Those are my dreams, guys. Well, I hope this was fun for you. I would love to do a live one again soon and interact with you if you'd like that. But I think I should really focus on making the next bad boy first. I'd also like to shoot some non-bad boy things. Would you guys be into that? Like little like one-off shorts, like a couple minutes. Because I've got so many friends, mostly girls, that I think are really good actors I'd like to work with. But I'm like, I don't know how to work them into the bad boy world. I don't know. Let's see. All right. I'm not going to keep you any longer because it's been 46 minutes. If you listened to this while you were at work, I hope you enjoyed it. If you listened to this to go to sleep to, I hope you fell asleep a long time ago. I love you much. Thanks for watching and listening. And you know what I'm going to tell you to do, right? Eat a cookie.